Hey guys, welcome back to the Banter Bets and BPL podcast. Somber week on the podcast for most of the guests. We took an absolute beating last week, guys. Let's just get right out in front of it. Sandy's looking, oh my goodness, he's going to be negative 500 by the end of the season, I think. We're all in the negatives. I actually had a 25-cent positive this week, so I'm going to blame this one on you guys. But look at that ugly pod number. We're down $342.95 for the year. I guess this is why the house always wins, right, guys? Marco, Sandy, no Brother Keegs right now. He's going to be a super sub late on. So in his place, we actually have Brother Kieran making a rare foray into the sports betting industry. We'll start with the old boys. Marco, what do you have to say for yourself last week? Lost $55.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Wasn't good at all.
No. Where'd you go wrong?
I don't think anybody predicted Fulham beating Leicester. And Liverpool. That was a big one.
Yeah,
Sandy?
Listening to that and those money back parlays that all of you made and most of the predictions were wrong was a tough look.
Well, that's why I say that's why Vegas, or not Vegas in this case, but that's why the house always is smarter than us. That parlay seemed too easy. The Liverpool Leicester parlay plus money, it's like, oh, this is for sure. That's how they get you in, right? Right, Sandy?
Yeah, it's bad when the money back parlay is over. You don't even get one result from those. You know you're not seeing the board very clearly.
Well, yeah, it's always a bit of an issue when the money back parlay doesn't give you your money back.
The money back
Not
parlay,
even that, but we're 0 for 2 on the money. Like we didn't even get one.
No,
we were close in the money back.
I mean, Liverpool should have won. There was a few things that went wrong in that game that could have easily went their way, but yeah, Leicester. I didn't think Fulham would do that, but there you go. The money back parlay is it's boom or bust, because if we hit it, then you're on to a good week. You're playing with house money. If not, then you're doing everything you can to absolutely scramble and catch up to even. So, Kieran, what are you bringing to the pod debut?
I'm bringing absolutely no betting experience, but so I have very little knowledge about this, but from listening to this pod, the guys who have the least knowledge seem to do the best. Shout out to my boy Pat Van Bellingham, and shout out to my boy Cam Pettick.
Yeah, two
Coach
Queens
Cam.
guys who know nothing about soccer.
Cam's not going to be happy when he sees that.
I won't like that one.
I can't wait for him to hear it.
Patrick, on the other hand,
the smoke from him.
A bit of a pod cult hero, Pat Van B, wins $100, never to be heard from again. That's the way to do it, guys. If anyone's out there starting betting, just place a couple big bets. If you win them, take your money, put it in your pocket, go home, delete your betting account, and never bet again.
Talk about the rest of your life.
Yeah,
that's how I plan on doing it, boys.
Walk around as one of the few bettors ever to have a positive record.
Yeah. Pat turned us on to the money back parlays with it. Just like we were not on the chalk parlays earlier in the year, and now we're just like, yeah, if you like a money back, like the money back parlays are basically chalk parlays, and we just think we're gonna win every week. And
no, Pat hit like a 16 parlay. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, his was a bit more than just a money back parlay, but it was the idea of a chalk parlay. We weren't really doing.
I think he had a few chalk picks in there though.
He did.
Well,
maybe
they're all chalk, but
well.
Good to see Michael Leonig last week, though.
Speaking of chalk parlays, wait till you see what I got for today.
Oh God! Yeah, it was good to see Mike Leonig. He's been talking a bunch of crap in the group chat, saying he's up $300 on the season or whatever, and then he came on and didn't win a single bet. So it's gonna be a tough way back to the pod, Mike. Come on, buddy. We expected better from you.
One of those guys loves to talk about his wins. You never hear about the losses.
No.
Never hear about the losses.
Yeah.
Just screenshot to him and Cam, the ultimate. Like if you just went off your dialogue with them, you'd think they're up $1 million.
Yeah, they send the wins.
Oh, look at this bet I won. Look at this bet I won.
Yeah, Cam is known to be the biggest exaggerator of everything ever. And I think we can all agree on that. So yeah, you'll never hear about him doing bad, but
no. And Mike, he posts the 16 parlays that he wins $50 on, but for every one of those, he probably loses 10, 16 parlays. So
yeah, exactly. So it's good to get him on the pod and just have the spotlight on him and see if they can do it in an isolated incident, see if they can deliver consistently.
Yeah, if
They
there's
never
any
can.
proof of how tough it is to perform week in, week out, look at Sandy here, negative 161. We had the dog make his bets for him this week. We'll get into that a little bit later. We'll post those videos on the Instagram page. I set up Paddy here. Give her a little shot. There she is. Set her up first with some food, and she made Sandy's bets this week. So we'll see how Paddy the Predictor gets on this week.
Excited.
All right, guys. What do you think? That's probably enough talking about losses. You know, you got to have a short memory in sports and in sports gambling. Let's move on to talking about these games and getting a couple wins. All right, starting with, well, this match is postponed. We'll talk a little bit about it anyway. Aston Villa, Newcastle. I got to say, I was on Newcastle last week as an away team. I loved my away teams last week, and 3 out of the 4 won. The other one was Spurs 0-0 against Chelsea. So I'm telling you guys, I think maybe there's some value on away teams with no fans or little fans are coming back in this week.
Did we get any?
Well, I was listening to the Guardian Football Weekly pod like 2-3 weeks ago or something, and they were talking about how the numbers are way up for away teams winning this year. Like home advantage has dropped off completely. So you guys were right when you were betting
That's what
on
we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Palace won at Old Trafford. I think Tottenham won at Old Trafford.
Well, it's more, we know Man United doesn't win at Old Trafford. We know the away teams win there, but it's not just there either. It's a few away wins last week.
Oh, I just wanted to point those 2 out. Those are my 2 favorite.
That was a good one.
that.
Fair enough.
I was waiting for something like that from Marco.
So yeah, basically, it's good to know, like, because I know it's stupid to say we're smarter than Vegas, but it does seem like there's a big time home bias with the odds when you look at it.
Yeah,
We're figuring them out. We're figuring Vegas out.
we're gonna catch you. We're gonna catch Vegas eventually. We're narrowing in, and they keep escaping our grasp, but we'll get them one day.
The good thing about losing a lot is you start to figure out what's not going. Like betting on Villa a lot, starting to realize they're not to be trusted.
Yep.
And we're getting burned by teams like Fulham and like these shitty teams a lot. I mean,
And we already got burned at the start of the year by Burnley.
yeah.
Mhm.
You got to fall down a couple times before you learn how to walk. It's a learning process. And that's what we're all about here, the process.
Yeah.
Anyway, Villa, Newcastle, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Grealish like one of the best players in the league, or is he like
They've been saying
the
that for a
best player,
while.
best player outside of the big 6 teams?
Easily, I think.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I don't know about easily because, Vardy isn't technically in the
mean-
big 6 teams.
Yeah,
He's way
maybe
better than
Vardy,
Vardy,
but honestly,
Neither is like James Rodriguez.
Grealish better than James Rodriguez.
yeah, Grealish is definitely better than
This
What
isn't
happened to
2014
James?
World Cup anymore, Marco. Come on.
What happened to Everton? It just fell off a cliff. 10-wheeler off the cliff.
Yeah.
Everton are going to be Everton, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got all these fancy new signings. Calvert-Lewin's coming out, but Everton are Everton.
Yeah.
Why don't we move on to Everton actually? Because this Villa Newcastle game's canceled. Let us know, guys. We actually heard a couple people back. Cody Appel answered about we asked who the most skillful player to ever play on Burnley was. He said Danny Ings. Burnley did have Danny Ings, so there you go for that. Let us know who the best player that's not on a current Big 6 team is right now, if anyone's out there listening. And that would be not on Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, or Liverpool. Best, maybe even a best forward, midfielder, and defender. That might be easier because it's always kind of tough to compare like a Vardy or a Grealish or
Jimenez, maybe?
I
Yeah,
think we
Jimenez
need
would
to
be
have-
For
we
a
need to
cave
have a
is
serious
stolen.
conversation about Arsenal still being considered a top 6 team. They are
not
horrible.
not top 6. Very different. Big 6. The traditional Big 6 is a Big 6.
Based purely on finances.
Yeah, purely on finances and exactly. Anyways, Everton, Burnley. Yeah, this is why at the start of the year we were saying Everton, like we can't trust them, and we weren't trusting them at the start of the year when they were winning. Then they slowly won us over and then started losing. So Everton can take a hike as far as I'm concerned.
I'm all
Yeah.
over the tie this week, to be honest.
Over the tie?
Like I'm taking the tie. Like,
Taking the draw.
yeah, Burnley is really good at drawing games, specifically 0-0. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't touch Everton even against Burnley right now. That's the sad state of affairs that they're in right now, I think.
Yeah, they're really hurting without Digne. I think that's a big loss for them. Like,
Well,
I
we
don't know,
talked
bias,
about it. Literally
Yeah,
any
I
loss.
called it last week. I was all over it last week. Told you not to trust Everton. But yeah, you just like throw once their attack goes through and just putting balls in the box for like Calvert-Lewin and shit too. Like, I don't know. What they play 3 in the back this week? They go 4 in the back. I'm sure they did,
They
but
got to go
I
back
think
to
they were
it.
3 in the
They
back
went
last
3 in the back and they're playing Iwobi was out there at wing back. I love watching Iwobi because he just
Shocking.
flounders. Like he's not good at anything.
yeah,
He has absolutely no clue how to play at wing
Yeah.
back. He's
He just like gets the
clueless.
ball, kind of dribbles a little bit, does a crappy pass, gives it
He's
away. It's just
he's
You
a
need
prototypical
to be
FIFA
careful,
wing
man.
back. You care about nothing but pace. You're just looking for someone who bombs up and down the flank.
yeah. That's someone that Mike would play in like a
Okay.
FIFA tournament. Oh, let's get a Iwobi on at wing back.
So yeah,
I
That's a
feel
tough
good about a
one.
tie in that one if I'm betting.
Let's not forget
Aye.
that Iwobi was bought for 35 million pounds just out of the blue.
Yeah,
Who- what Everton bombed for 35 million?
Yeah, from Arsenal.
classic Everton.
After him doing nothing for Arsenal and not looking good ever, almost.
What's the line on the under for that game? I wonder if it's gonna be like balanced out because obviously Everton known for being goals in those games.
Under's 1.8.
Around even.
I would
Around
take a
even.
long, hard look at the under there.
Yeah. I think
Burnley,
Burnley's
after getting
always
shelled
under.
last week, might come back a little stronger.
We called that too. I think I said take the under and then maybe take like the alternate over just in case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding. Manchester City
It was a
minus
stroke
4.
of genius from Sandy.
Yeah.
Put the alternate over, and then he didn't bet on it. So
Yeah, I think you said, Sandy, you're like, I'm not going to bet this, but you should take the alternate over too.
Yeah. I didn't want to mush it for the fans. I'm happy to take a beating by myself, but just trying to win money for our loyal listeners.
as soon as you bet anything on this pod, it just gets jinxed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've
Um,
went over multiple times, which is impressive. It's impressively bad.
Okay, so last week we had a bit of a conversation about who's going to survive out of Sheffield United, Burnley, who are the other crap teams down there?
West Brom.
West Brom.
and
Fulham.
Fulham. And I don't think anyone mentioned Fulham. It was it Burnley and Sheffield, I think, were the only ones we shouted out.
I think
And
I
then
threw
West
Fulham
Brom-
up there.
And Fulham won and West Brom won. Is Fulham decent?
I think
No.
Fulham's decent.
They aren't.
I think Fulham might be sneaky decent. Like they were
Fulham have
really
the best
sneaky because
attack
they were
of any
horrible.
of those teams.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm thinking.
it's not
here.
saying much
it's
because
not.
everyone else sucks going forward. But
But if you had to bet on a team to score most goals out of those 4, you'd probably bet Fulham. And
Yeah.
Steve Bruce
And-
always says, you're only as good as your strikers. And if
He-
Steve Bruce says it,
like looking at
Yeah.
all 4 of those teams, the team that's going to score the most is going to stay up. Like all of them, as much as we say, oh, Burnley's a good defensive team, they've looked terrible defensively this year.
Whoa.
So-
They've kept some clean sheets. They've had a
Yeah,
few
I
nil.
Kieran, yeah, it's like what we
They're-
said last week. Burnley knows when they're going to get beat, and they'll be like, okay, not waste
They-
energy, and we'll
Yeah,
just
but
chip
it's
5.
it's
They just
not the
really
rolled
need
same
up
it.
like-
this year. It's not the same this year, Liam. Sean Dyche.
No, it is. It's just
has
the same.
given up
It's the
on
same
that
Burnley.
team.
It's the same Burnley, just a little shittier going forward. Like they can't quite find as many goals for some reason.
Were they
Kieran,
ever
very low
good?
on Burnley.
I am very low on Burnley.
But anyway,
Brother-
this Man City Fulham game has nothing to talk about. We can move on.
I actually
City
think
will win.
Fulham at 19 isn't. I'm gonna have some money on it. I
Liam,
I
don't-
love a 19.
Don't be silly.
Something like that. I'm still
Well-
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it a little bit. Worth a sprinkle. Also, Brother
That's a
Keegs
nice
with a little
break,
cameo.
I guess.
Brother Keegs, what's up?
Yeah, I just thought I'd pop in. So I only took 3/4 of the brunt that Marco took for being a no-show. A group
Yeah, no, nice
project.
of you to show up. Yeah. You have any thoughts on this Man City Fulham game?
Couldn't care less about those 2 teams.
I'm
All right.
I'm intrigued by Fulham. They dropped Mitrovic too, eh?
Yeah,
last
I
week.
thought Cavallero was playing.
Yeah. Also,
And then
shout out to
Bobby
Bobby
Reed.
Reed playing
Yeah.
right back. Listed as a striker in fantasy.
I saw that in the lineup,
Never
did he? But I was at work. Can anyone confirm if Bobby Reed did in fact play right back in that game?
And he got an assist.
If you
I
think I watched
I
a
was
Fulham
playing-
game, you're insane.
If any fans can get in touch and let us know if Bobby Reed did play right back or if that was like a live score lineup kind of mishap, which sometimes happens, let us know.
They're usually pretty good.
They're
So
usually
final-
pretty good, but
Final start of my fantasy match. I was playing Devin. It was a close game, so I looked at the lineup, didn't see Bobby Reed like up top. I was like, good, he didn't start. And then I see like 15 minutes later, Bobby Reed an assist. I was like, how'd that happen? Check the lineup. He's listed at right back.
Dev was mad. He did not like the bonus. He's like, how does Grealish get bonus for scoring? And my boy Bobby Reed doesn't get one.
I agree with Dev though a little bit. The bonus is whack.
The bonus is weird, but it's
Yeah.
kind of always been that way.
Brother,
I mean,
Kieran, do
is
you
it-
have
I don't even know
anything
if
to say about the bonus?
Yeah, maybe it's not weird. It's just
If you
kinda
just
tough
go
to
into the
predict.
settings, if you just go into the settings on the fantasy app, it has a whole thing that explains why everyone gets a bonus.
I
There's
know.
no point in questioning it. There's a set. It's not like
know.
people back there are just like, oh, let's give 3 points to this guy for whatever because he seemed cheeky out there.
Yeah, we know that, but we like it's still like all the stuff. It's kind of unpredictable who's going to get bonus. Like you'd think maybe a guy would, but then they've got like, oh, but this guy made a bunch of passes, so he gets bonus. So I
Yeah,
know
like
that
if you look,
it's solidly explained and that there's logic behind it, and they're not just tossing out numbers. But
but
it
even
still
some of
is
the logic
sometimes
behind it is
weird.
kind of stupid. Like,
Yeah.
you give more fantasy points for a midfield for scoring, but in the bonus point system, he only gets like 16 for scoring, and a forward gets like 24. The forward's expected to. Why are they getting like extra bonus points in the bonus
well, I
point
think
system
it's
for
because the
scoring?
forward's job is to score. So they're like, oh, you
Yeah.
did your job. Here's your bonus.
They're probably
Yeah.
trying to like equivocate the bonus because the midfielders get more of like the passing and dribbling points and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So it kind
exactly.
of like spread it out, give everyone an even shot. Because you don't
Yeah.
get points for that in the fantasy, so it's more close. But yeah, I think
fair
we
enough.
prefer just to like bitch and moan and throw our hand up in the air when the bonus doesn't go our way, as opposed to actually like looking at a lot.
Yeah, why don't can we
Yeah,
just
nobody
can we
cares
just
when it works
Yeah.
out for them?
can we just devote to doing that instead? I don't want to ever hear there's actually a solid explanation why this bonus happened. I want to just be able to be like, this is horse manure. Why didn't my guy get bonus? I don't want anyone to come with logic. I just want to be able to
Yeah.
whine and complain about it.
There's just one random guy just watching the game and being like completely
Yeah.
subjectively like, who he thought played the best gets the bonus.
What
Yeah,
idiot
Grealish got
gave
that free
Grealish bonus?
It
Exactly.
was a bad beat for Dev though. Shout out Dev. 3
Yeah.
bonus for Grealish and a loss. Hate to see it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, you love to see it, Sandy, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. We spoke last week about who's better, Bowen or Grealish, and Bowen goal assist, Grealish just goal. So I don't know. I think Bowen might be better now.
settle down over there, Liam.
All right, let's
Might
move on.
like
West
Jared
Ham
Bowen.
menu.
Speaking of Jared Bowen,
Speaking of Jared
West Ham.
Bowen, he's coming in hot. West Ham menu. West Ham, team that gives Man U trouble a lot in the past, like most teams. What do you guys think? Cavani's got to start, right?
Cavani has to start. No doubt in my
Martial?
mind.
Martial looking off the pace. I know that's a Keegan fantasy boy, probably regretting taking him in the first round, although he might not admit it. Keegan, what's your Martial latest?
He's just a bit of a bum right now. Hopefully he turns it around. Hopefully they pair him with Cavani. I think that's what he needs in his life right about now.
Just like against PSG, and he missed that sitter, huh?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that was a tough one.
this is an EPL podcast, so
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
so Man United haven't beaten a good team then.
Also, Marco just going off after Man U lost to PSG in the group chat. Like you'd think losing to PSG was such a crime.
I mean, when
Yeah,
United
shame on
beats
Man
so
United
many
for losing
quality
to a better
teams,
team.
it is a bit of a letdown when they
Yeah,
beat
you're
some.
right. Actually, we should have
So
won
many
that game.
quality teams.
That
So many
Cavani
quality
chip
teams.
was sumptuous. Martial had a couple sitters.
You beat one good team.
I was watching that game
I
and
flew.
Go ahead, Marco.
Yeah, Keegs, you beat one good team, and it was a fluke. You got lucky.
It definitely
And-
wasn't a fluke.
4-0 against Leipzig or 5-0 or whatever it was. Comes to
Okay,
mind.
if Leipzig counts as a good team, so does Sevilla.
Did they not just make the semifinals of the Champions League?
Okay.
And they lost Werner. That's Marco's logic. They lost Werner, so like
They can't be
They're
good
nothing
anymore.
now.
he carried the team. Like he was their only good player.
He wasn't
was
even
so
playing
good.
in the Champions League, Marco.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
semifinals
yeah,
without
yeah.
him.
Because he didn't contribute in any of the games before the lockdown. No, he didn't contribute very much.
Well,
I mean,
but
they
I
got
think
to a
it was only the
semifinal
group
without
stage
him.
before the lockdown.
They're in
yeah.
second in the Bundesliga right now without him. They're really not that much off last year's pace without him, if you think about it.
Okay.
Another question.
I mean,
for Vince.
obviously,
Is
we don't
Leipzig
want to.
To confirm, I am on West Ham in this game.
We expected nothing less, Marco.
Summarize. Don't hate it. West Ham's frisky. It's kind of like West Ham's year.
Yeah,
West Ham's finally figuring it out. It seems like.
West Ham's so frisky. They're not even like that great odds against a team like Man U now. Like 3.6
Yeah.
is kind of like whatever.
Doesn't even get you excited, eh?
No. Antonio's back. This will be a fun game for me to watch because, well, maybe not. Because I'll either have my fantasy diet guys going off or Manchester United winning.
I think hilarious.
Or it'll be a dull 0-0 draw, Liam.
Yeah,
No.
that would be worse.
Man United will never tie 0-0. They will always get a penalty at some point. They will never tie 0-0.
It would take a truly special, boring anti-football team for Man United to tie 0-0, I think. Are we all in agreement of that?
And Bruno would
Sounds
have to
about
miss
right.
And
Yeah.
and Bruno would have to
The
miss
team that would tie Manchester United 0-0 would have to be so anti-attacking and so boring. Don't you agree, Marco?
Yeah, I would agree.
I feel like a Vincent's out here. Is there a punchline?
He's
No,
trying
well,
to
it's
make
just
Chelsea.
it's because Chelsea tied Manchester United 0-0 when they played.
Oh, right.
Just as Chelsea do with other teams that they're scared of, and they just sit back and don't try to attack and just we'll take the 0-0 and we'll run. We got a point and a clean sheet and a clean sheet for Mendy, the best goalie ever. Since Mendy came in, he's got clean sheets against Burnley, Palace, and Manchester United.
And Spurs.
And Spurs in another 0-0.
Hey, keeping a clean sheet against Spurs is a big deal. They smashed 6 past you guys.
Yeah, I know. I just
Yeah. Pipe down. Let's
never
move
seen a
on.
group of fans so excited about another 0-0 today. That was a lot of fun, guys. Hey,
I'm
good
just saying.
defending.
I love
just
playing
saying,
anti-football and getting a 0-0.
You beat us for
Chelsea
losing.
is the new Burnley. That's
You
what we
beat
do,
us.
boys. We play for that 0-0.
Oh, you go. Okay, Kieran's here. You beat us for tying or for beating Crystal Palace because we always talk about the Crystal Palace game. You chirp us for tying Tottenham. Both those teams beat you.
I'm mostly chirping you for being boring and tying 0-0 a lot.
Yeah, because I set up the team that game. Yeah.
Well, if you have no control over the team, Marco, then don't take any credit for when they do good.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I just let you know when they do good. Speaking of Chelsea doing good, I'll transition for you, Liam.
Okay.
Okay, guys, if you want free money on this Chelsea Leeds game, go to the predictor score and bet on the following 3 score lines: 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 Chelsea.
Oh my goodness. The disrespect.
You don't think Leeds can score a
Leeds?
goal on you guys?
Leeds are on fire. Leeds are going to
One.
run you guys ragged.
Mendy has 9 clean sheets in 12 games. Leeds are not scoring on us.
Yeah.
I've
Marco, we've gone over this. It's clean sheets
again
against
with
like
the Mendy
2 good
stats.
teams in 9 games.
What do you classify Leeds as?
Yeah, and they're going to win tomorrow. I've got
Leeds
2
are a
Leeds defenders in
Good
fantasy.
attacking team.
I'm starting them with confidence against Chelsea.
I don't know if you should do that, Liam, but
And
I'm
not because
starting
2
Leeds
teams'
attackers
games
with
got postponed.
confidence.
Sandy, you're playing me this week. You scared of the Leeds defenders? Thinking they could get
No.
double clean sheets here?
I'll answer.
I can confirm I am not scared of the Leeds defenders this week.
Ah,
Yeah, I would not be either.
I am excited. I don't think Pulisic is going to start, but I really hope he does. That little glimpse of Pulisic last weekend felt great.
No.
That guy's just an animal.
After Giroud's performance against Sevilla, I think he starts for sure, which means Timo's probably out wide with Ziyech is what
Tammy
I think.
drops out.
Tammy,
So if guys you need Pulisic in there. You got a bunch of soy boys out there just playing.
I agree. Pulisic will come in as soon as Giroud stops scoring.
Pulisic comes in there, he's just bombing at like just contesting headers, just flying around the box. Like that's
I
that's
agree.
improvement.
I
Yeah.
agree 100%, Sandy, but it's impossible to bench a striker who just scored 4 goals. It's impossible.
Oh,
If
yeah,
well,
I
yeah,
start,
that's
but-
what I was gonna say.
In 2 weeks, when Giroud doesn't score again, Werner's going to go up in the middle and Pulisic is going to go out wide. Then you'll be good.
If Giroud doesn't start this game and it's the team meeting before and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go with Timo and Tammy, and Giroud, you'll be on the bench again. He should just stand up, walk out, pack his bags, and go play for Lyon or something.
No,
Because
Tammy won't start.
after a 4-goal game, that would be hilarious. You're just never going to, Olivier.
Tammy won't start.
Go play for Lyon or Lille or Marseille or someone.
This is coming from me. I don't even like Giroud that much. I still think he's our 3rd best striker, but he has to start after that game.
I think
Man
Giroud could
scores
score.
goals.
Giroud could score every game for the rest of the season. Marco would be like, meh, I don't know, not sold.
He can't.
Tammy Abraham's definitely
Yes.
better.
You just hate
We've seen his
seeing.
sample size in the Premier League. He can't score every game. His best ever goal scoring season is like 12 with Arsenal.
Well, no one can score every game.
Okay, but I'm saying his best is like 12 goals. It's not that good.
Yeah, and
That's
guess-
why Arsenal sold him to buy Aubameyang.
you know who else didn't have a great goal scoring record for Chelsea?
Ooh.
Who? You know who? Kieran knows who.
Drogba.
Drogba.
Yeah, well, when Giroud wins a Champions League and scores in every big game along the way, then we'll talk.
Giroud won a World Cup.
Yeah, I don't support France,
I
so
mean, he didn't score, but
I
didn't
don't
even hit the
support
net.
France, so
All right. Yeah, Leeds is gonna dust. Confident bet on Leeds this week for sure. Another fun one. West Brom Palace. Anyone got anything on this? West Brom with a big win last week over Sheffield United. Do they keep it going?
if
Oh.
Zaha's back, I'm all over Palace. That's all.
They need Zaha back, man. I tell you.
Yeah, they do.
Do you not see my point now?
Well, we all knew he was by far their best player, Marco. Like, nobody disputed that.
I think the argument
but
is
him by himself is still more exciting than Burnley. That was the part that was being disputed by, we'll say, the most unintelligent Ezard on the pod right now. That was the part that was being disputed.
tough
Or
competition.
did he logged
You
off?
think Palace lose 5-0 to City? I don't know, man.
On, eh?
Burnley pretty exciting.
Oh, keep
Yeah.
5 goals.
Yeah, Marco, you said goals make games exciting. Burnley had 5 goals in their game last week. Most exciting team in the league.
That's a great positive
Okay,
outlook
okay,
for the
fair,
Burnley
fair.
fans.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. Last week we kind of tipped like which team could get dragged in outside of those 4 awful teams we stated. I think, and someone said Palace. I think that's a good shout. I think they could be like, they're lucky that there's 4 really bad teams below them, but maybe if Fulham isn't a really bad team, Palace could get drawn into it a little bit.
I
They'll
just
get drawn
don't
in.
think you could judge Palace without Zaha. He's so much better than everybody else. He makes that much of a difference. Just in terms of staying up.
Yeah. The only
Like,
way
he
they stay
keeps
up
them
is
up by
Zaha is
himself.
Still good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the only way they stay up because it's just a year with garbage teams below them.
Ah. That's true. That's true. But the only way
Yeah.
they're
Without Zaha, Palace is maybe one of the worst rosters in the league.
Yeah.
Scott Dan and Gary Cahill as starting center backs is a really formidable partnership.
Yeah, they got a
Speaking
lot
of formidable partnerships, garbage teams, teams below Crystal Palace, all the above, Sheffield United, are they ever going to score? Not even just win or get a draw. Are they ever going to score?
Well, I
No.
just got Rian Brewster in fantasy, so definitely not.
Why don't we go through here and predict who will be the next Sheffield United goal scorer real quick here? Does that work for you guys?
Yeah, what happened to the Lundstrom Magic from last season? Where's he been?
Has he even been playing?
I don't
No,
know.
he hasn't.
Yeah. Well, that's why they're losing. 'Cause
Sounds like Chip
I'm
Wheel.
on the Billy Sharp because they'll get a penalty at some point.
Okay, that's a
Billy
good
Sharp
shot.
will come on as
Marco's
a
got
super
Billy
sub,
Sharp.
Marco.
Is next Sheffield goal scorer. How many more games though, Marco? Until we get another Sheffield goal.
Well, I don't know, like, because Billy Sharp doesn't even start, I don't think.
Was
like,
he
I
even
know
on the
he-
bench last week?
I know he usually gets subbed on, and I know he takes pens, so that's the rationale. But like, I don't know if Sheffield plays Chelsea before that, then I'll say McGoldrick.
Sandy, Sandy, who's the next Sheffield United goal scorer, and how many game weeks before it happens?
But I'm taking a look at their schedule. I'm gonna go with McBurney though. I think he's the class of the letter.
He's the class of the litter. That's a good
Yeah.
way to describe it.
Kieran, next Sheffield goal scorer,
Uh,
when's it happening?
Rian Brewster this weekend after I drop him in fantasy.
So
The
this
Kieran Ezra
game against
guarantee.
Leicester?
Every
Yeah,
time I
tough.
lose a player, every time I drop a player, bet on them to score because that's my luck in fantasy.
I'm going to go with George Baldick because I'm going to drop him in fantasy. I'm going to go with George Baldick. Not this game, not the next game, but the game after. Whoever they're playing then.
Okay, that's fair.
Maybe this is the Dean Henderson effect. Maybe he's just like a freaking savant for distributing the ball to the back or something. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
what's
weird
what's
'cause-
changed since last year? Not
That's weird.
much.
That's weird because I'm
Change
pretty
your
sure.
goalie.
They can't take anyone by surprise anymore.
Yeah, they can't. I'm pretty sure Gareth Southgate has said that Dean Henderson doesn't challenge for the England #1 because he doesn't have distribution.
Really?
Yeah, like I think he said that about him and Pope because he said Pickford's is #1 for sure, and it's those two battling for
Well,
second.
Pickford lacks a basic quality of a goalkeeper, and that's stopping the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that just
guess
kind of tells you what Gareth Southgate
prefers.
knows.
Yeah, I guess if you like goalies that are good at kicking the ball far, then you go for Pickford. But if you like
I don't
saves,
know.
then
I find
don't
it
think
hard
that's
to
it.
believe that Dean Henderson and Pope are like, I don't know.
Aren't challenging for it.
Pope
yeah.
is pretty bad at kicking a ball. I don't know. I
Yeah,
can't
but
In
Yeah, fair
fairness to
enough.
Pickford, though, we always rip on him when he does bad, but he actually had a really good game against
Against
Leeds last week. Like he made a couple great saves. Like he was good. So
Yeah.
guess
So
we
I
have
think
to
the
give him
general
props
are,
when
but-
he does well.
All right. Game of the weekend, Tottenham Arsenal. What do you guys think? It's got to be a Tottenham win.
The
I don't
biggest
know.
question is, does
Kane.
Mourinho think Arsenal are a good enough team that he has to park the bus?
Mm,
Kane's a little bit injured. Huh? Did you guys see that?
No.
yeah,
I
but
saw
he'll be
that.
fine. Mourinho's playing mind games.
If Kane doesn't play, this honestly might be a draw, like a 0-0.
Well,
I
Sonny
feel
Boy's still
very,
out there.
very
so.
confident that Kane plays.
Even if he doesn't,
Mourinho-
I'm still probably leaning Tottenham. Arsenal look horrible right now.
Yeah.
Is
Is
there a more
Mourinho-
overrated manager than Mikel Arteta?
I don't know. That's a good shout. Yeah, like
Maybe.
I mean, he got all this good press because he's worked with Pep. He's so smart. He knows what he's doing. And
They pass the ball.
man,
Look
yeah,
how good Arsenal is. They pass the ball with their defense.
Yeah, you ruined Aubameyang. Somehow you
Yeah.
ruined Aubameyang.
actually, he probably didn't ruin Aubameyang. Me drafting Aubameyang this year has ruined him.
No, Aubameyang was bad end of last season too. I had him end of last season. He was struggling a bit.
Yeah.
Struggling for a while.
writing was on the wall.
Not
Kieran
enough.
shouldn't have drafted him.
It's nice to know that.
You also
not
shouldn't have
just
traded
me.
him for a guy who fractured his skull.
Hey,
Was out
yeah,
for
actually-
3 months.
Why don't we talk about that? Actually, Kieran, defend yourself. Kieran traded Aubameyang, Jordan Ayew, and Neil Mopai for Jota, Jimenez, and the two pieces that his skull are in right now. And who's the last one, Kieran?
Brewster.
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 Who
Defend
would
yourself.
you say you were dropping him right away?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and pick up Fabio Silva.
Oh,
Are you going to get
you
him
want
though?
to in there?
I'm in second or third last, and Dave fucking knows 0, so I'm pretty much in
Well,
second last.
I'm pretty sure Dave's a loyal listener. You might just
What if
keep him
Dave's
off.
a listener? Yeah,
He's a
exactly.
loyal listener.
What? That is he gonna wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow and listen to the pod?
I'll have this thing out by like 10 minutes after we're done recording. Don't you worry.
Dave definitely has Dave definitely subscribe. You get the notification right away and go listen. I think he does every week.
Also, I feel like after Dave missed out on Watkins, he's gonna have his ear to the ground for this type of thing.
Yeah, he's gonna have some PTSD from missing out on. He's been a hawk on the waiver wire. He's on this
He
night.
picked up Ben Rama since
Yeah,
that didn't
Benrahma.
really work out, but
I'll give Benrahma some time.
Wait, You also giving Mike no credit? You think Mike's gonna pick up?
I think Mike's going to go for TAA because he's available on the waiver wire in our league
All right.
for some reason.
I knew that. I don't know why I did that.
Some godforsaken
yeah,
reason, Austin
we'll see.
dropped Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I think you're taking a risk disclosing your plan here, your master plan. When
Yep. I'm taking an awful risk. So
Anyways,
there's better
okay,
work.
regardless of you get Fabio Silva off waivers or not, defend that trade.
I grew tired of having Aubameyang on a terrible Arsenal team. Everybody's like, oh, well, Aubameyang's going to be great. Like, he's so good. He's a perennial 20-goal scorer. Well, yeah, that's why I drafted him at midfield. And look at him. He's getting fucking outscored by their center back. Like, he's irrelevant now. Like, he's just not doing enough.
He's irrelevant.
Arsenal don't look like improving. They're not going to fire Arteta right away and get a manager boost. They're not going to get any better. So yeah, Aubameyang might score 10 goals the rest of the season, but Jota will. Jimenez, when he's back, will score enough that it offsets it. Maupay he's been okay. Ayew is irrelevant.
Oh, you can't be tossing out irrelevant for guys like that. He's a forward that plays. That's not irrelevant in our 14-team league.
He doesn't do
I
anything.
don't think Jota scores that many goals, to be honest.
Jota is starting in arguably the best attack in the league. He's gonna contribute in fantasy, Marco.
Yeah, but how long does he start for? Like, once the rotation dwindles down a bit and they're not playing Champions League every week, they're not going to rotate it heavy.
they're
I think
playing all
Jota's
four of
locked
them
in.
for
Is
a
he
bit.
worse than Firmino?
I think Jota's locked in as a starter. Why don't we shift
yeah.
back? Because this is a great segue. Because Jota playing against his old team here. This is the week to score. The old team, former team narrative. Jota versus
Yeah.
Wolves.
I have I took note of that in my bets.
Ooh, foreshadowing.
I'm not going to lie. That's the only reason I didn't pick Jota.
It's because I have him.
Because Kieran traded for him. That's the reason I didn't pick him.
You're not wrong for doing that, Marco.
Yeah, but this game, though, on a serious note, I don't see anything other than Liverpool.
I think maybe if Jimenez was still fit, this might have been the game of the week instead of the London derby. But
I actually could see a draw.
I don't know. I think, this seems like a game Liverpool wins. Without Jimenez, Wolves are going to be like, I know they survived last week against a bad Arsenal team, but this is not a bad Arsenal team. This is a good Liverpool team. Yeah. So I don't think they win. I think they're really going to miss Jimenez.
Yeah. I mean, Fabio Silva was okay when he came on, but
He's
not Jimenez.
He's like 18 years old, isn't he?
Never scored a professional goal in his life.
Yeah, I can't.
Or a senior goal.
I thought he has one goal. Didn't he score one goal? And then he got a 36 million pound move or something?
I thought he hadn't scored.
Because they always talk about it must have been a hell of a goal because he scored like one goal for Porto last year and then got transferred.
I'm also not even ruling out like a front three of Podence, Neto, and Traore. Like, I'm also ruling out Silva not
That's
playing.
not a bad shout.
Like, I don't know. Do they have any other attackers?
No. I'm surprised that, like, I've always thought like Jimenez literally plays every single game in every competition for them. Like, they have no backup plan. I guess they signed Silva this year, but imagine if this happened last year, who would they have played?
Like,
I don't know. They'd bought some Portuguese guy from out of nowhere. He would have just appeared in their club.
Pulled someone on loan from like Braga or something.
It's also weird. Like, the transfer window's pretty soon, too. Like, it came up a lot quicker this year. Yeah.
Pretty sure the season started late, right?
Like, checked out.
No, I know, but it was just weird. Like, I was on Twitter and I saw a thing that said the window opens in 3 weeks. It just felt weird. I don't know.
That's where you'll get your striker, Kieran. When I don't know, Sheffield United brings in Charlie Austin on loan or something.
Another striker to not start over McGoldrick and McBurney.
Maybe
starts for Chelsea.
Maybe Jordan and I'll come in. You can get the Ayew bros going. Yeah, someone will sign Andre Ayew. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's on that.
Where's he at? Marseille?
No, he's on Swansea. He's kicking it at
Oh,
Swansea.
he's still on Swansea, eh?
Yeah.
Not bad. All right.
Like we've been in Swansea for 25 years.
All right. Touch on Brighton Southampton, and then we'll get into the picks. Brighton Southampton, I don't know. I think this is a prime example of away team being disrespected because Southampton's better than Brighton, right? And they're the betting underdog in this game.
I agree. The way Southampton plays, like I'm all over them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would take a good team to beat them, I'd say.
I think this will
I
be.
think
an exciting
Southampton
game
are
to
pretty
watch.
good. Like I think they're a top 10 team for me.
Yeah, they got to be top 10. They're the best of the rest, I think. They're the Everton Cup. Like
Yeah,
they're better
when
than
they get Danny Ings back, maybe.
They've been doing good without him, though. I don't know.
Yeah, they have
Shea.
been.
Yeah, that's true.
Shay's a little honey badger up there. Don't want to play against him.
Jay's doing good. James Ward-Prowse is scoring every other free kick, it seems.
Yeah, geez.
Alex McCarthy's a beast.
McCarthy.
Just
The
because
key piece, let's not forget, the key piece of the Dev trade for Vardy was McCarthy.
Dev knew he was going to be good, just
Yeah, Dev
Yeah.
saw something in him
Yeah.
that few
a
people
little
saw.
late.
That was a year ahead of the curve on that one.
Yeah, and
He-
McCarthy
just
did go
because-
on to lose his place to Gunn like 3 games later, so Dev didn't get much.
just in Keegan's honor, I know he's not here. I know Keegan would shout out Brighton right now and call for some big like Brighton win in the over.
Dude,
Trossard
I
hat-trick
mean,
or
this
something.
could be a game to bet the over on. Like, this is 2 attacking teams. Like, they may not be, great big top 6 teams, but they're going to attack. They're both going to play with pretty high lines.
Brighton's kind of weird. Their attacks, and I mean, they still attack well, but like I think Mape's been getting ripped on. Mape's just a whippy boy for Brighton right now. Like he's been horrible. I think he's getting dropped. I think Trossard's been a little bit trash of late. Has not been living up to his hype. Trossard, yeah. I don't know. They're kind of like a
All about
rotating.
Danny Welbeck now on that team.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
yeah, very well.
Danny Welbeck. He's played 2 games and he hasn't gotten hurt, so this could
Yeah.
be something.
a little,
He's
yeah,
looking like a brand new man.
little word on the Welbeck resurfacing, popping up for Brighton after all these years. Marco, I know you've always been a big Welbeck fan, right?
That's actually a decent signing for them, if I'm being honest.
He looked decent. He had that little nice chip goal. A couple weeks, was that last week? 2 weeks? 2 weeks
2
ago,
weeks
probably?
ago,
I think that was 2
Yeah,
weeks.
when I had him buried on my bench.
Oh, yeah.
Welbeck's been there, man. He's scored in Champions League knockout stages at the Bernabeu. He's scored against Chelsea for Sunderland. Man's scored in some big games.
He's not a
Definitely had
bad
some
player.
swagger.
Yeah,
He's just not a great player.
he's also got that
Really a good
famous.
player.
He had the
Stafford.
ball in the corner one time, and he was like trying to do like a step over or a move or something, and he like almost tripped over the
backheeled
ball
it out.
and, like rolled out of bounds. That's legendary too. Alrighty, guys, what do you say? Betting time?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it started.
Betting time. All right. Well, I was plus 25 cents last week, so I'll start us off here. I'm going to go with Manchester City to lose to an upstart Fulham, $19. I'm going to put $3 on that one. Not super confident, but yeah, I'm going to go to Man City to lose to Fulham.
What's $3?
What's $3 exactly? Right.
I think it's
I'm gonna
everything
go
on
with-
this pod.
I'm gonna go with Manchester United, away team getting disrespected. United only ever win away from home. So I'm gonna go a strong $10 on United to win away from home. Gotta love it. Another away team getting disrespected. I honestly think you should be scared of Leeds, Marco. Usually I just bet against Chelsea for fun and for principle, but I actually think Leeds could take it to them. Chelsea's
But
been
now he's
playing
got
pretty
2
boring.
fantasy players on it.
Leeds attack. I've got
Okay,
2 of their defenders. So I'm gonna
Satisfied
put,
Bombers.
yeah,
I
I've
said
got-
3-0, 4-0, or 5-0. I'll compromise. I'll go 3-1, 4-1, or 5-1. I'll give Leeds a goal.
I'm putting 5 on Leeds
Chosen
to
one.
win this game outright. I think they could walk all
A
over you
lot
guys.
of
Honestly.
donations from Liam so far.
3 away teams, man. That's away teams. That's where to go. Not touching Burnley, Everton. Don't trust either of those teams. West Brom, Crystal Palace. I've got it in a parlay that I'll touch on later. Okay, this is the one. Leicester just lost to Zoria or whatever. They lost to Fulham last week. I'm jumping back on Leicester at almost even odds. Another away team, $10 on Leicester. pays out almost even money. I think they've got, like, they can't just lose 3 games in a row to bad teams, right?
They also played like I don't even want to call it a B team today. They played a C team. So they're
It
gonna
wasn't
be
that
better.
bad. They had like Under and Ihe and
It
Nacho,
was
and
pretty bad. It
They
was
played a
pretty
decent back line. Pereira's back, I think. Did he
yeah,
start?
Pereira played. That's true.
Ooh, Pereira's back.
Yeah.
Austin knew he
Um,
could get rid of Trent Alexander-Arnold because Pereira's back for him.
Yeah. No kidding. Jeez, Austin. Not going to touch Tottenham Arsenal. Not going to touch Liverpool Wolverhampton. So my parlay is, and I tried this a couple weeks ago, didn't quite work. But it's parlaying Crystal Palace winner draw, Southampton winner draw. And what was my third one? Oh, sorry, I have 2 more. Tottenham winner draw and Leicester winner draw. So 4 teams that I don't think are going to lose. Leicester against Sheffield, Tottenham at home to Arsenal,
What's the
Southampton.
number on that?
It's like, oof, I don't know. I got it on my phone and I left my phone in the other room. So I don't know. It's something like 3. Or it's not, no, it's not quite 3. It's over even money.
Okay.
I mean, the
But yeah,
theory's good, but just predicting 4 games seems
I
like
know.
a long shot.
I know.
In this
Predicting
day
4
and age.
teams not to lose, one of them probably will screw me over, but
Yeah, but it's a double result. I like that bet.
it's just Crystal Palace don't lose to West Brom. Leicester don't lose to Sheffield. Tottenham don't lose to Arsenal, and Southampton don't lose to Brighton. That simple. So I'm gonna have $10 on that one. So those are all my bets for this week. Not a huge week, but let's go Fulham. That's all I'm gonna say. Who wants to go next? I think Brother Kieran, your turn to get off the mark. Does someone want to text Brother Keegs to jump back in this Zoom call so that he can make his
I got
pick
it.
while Kieran's walking through it? Kieran, what do you got?
All right. First action I have is in the Man City Fulham game. I've got Ferran Torres to score at any time. Unlike you guys who bet the number, I'm just betting what I think is going to happen. Because
Is this
Interesting.
part of your Mahrez hatred? Because you hate Mahrez and you just think Torres is going to score?
no, I just think Torres is better.
How could you say Torres is better than Mahrez at this point, with respect to what both have accomplished?
I'm pretty sure both of them have hat tricks this year, Liam. So calm down.
Oh, we got a hat trick. Put him on the goal blue list.
I don't know. Mahrez
Has won a Premier League title.
Has he won only one?
Also, I
He's
would
won-
void that if he doesn't
Yeah.
start, Kieran.
Obviously.
Because with the
Void if he
recognized
doesn't
strikers
start.
back, I think Torres plays less. No, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Was
don't even know if
Sterling
he'll
back
start.
fit even?
Yeah, I
Sterling
think he's
is fit,
there.
yeah.
Sterling's
what-
face bad.
Void if he doesn't start. I'm putting $5 on it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Next action, Man United West Ham game. Betting with my head and my heart on this one. Taking a halftime full-time result.
I thought you were
West
betting
Ham
with your
halftime. Man United full-time.
Oh, he's
Nice.
Gunfield
I'm tossing
switcheroo.
$2 on it. It's like 23 or something. So
Well, Manchester United last 4 away games have been losing at halftime and have gone on to win.
West Ham, Man United. Yeah.
West Ham
If you're
Man
gonna
United.
bet that, you might as well go Bruno Fernandes to score his pen.
Marco, settle down. Let me talk, please.
Just trying to make you some money, pal.
Next I've got a nice parlay. I have to play a parlay in honor of the pod. Wouldn't be a guest appearance without one. So I'm just taking 3 fairly straightforward results, I think. Chelsea to win outright, Leicester to win outright, and Spurs to win outright. I'm tossing $5 on that one.
Chelsea, Spurs, and Leicester, eh? Ooh, big
Yep.
parlay. Big parlay.
Big
I'm
3-team
always
parlay.
hesitant with the big games, putting them in a parlay.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of didn't even like even Tottenham win or draw. I was a little bit hesitant on that one because it would
Even
be
though
so
I think
Arsenal.
Tottenham will win, I'm still just risky, like scared of those in parlays.
Well, it would be so Arsenal to just look horrible and then beat Tottenham away.
I'm pretty sure Arsenal did the double on them last year.
Did they?
I honestly think they did.
New season. Last year, Arsenal were kind of relevant. So
Continue, Kieran.
then I've got a goal scorer parlay.
Ooh,
Um,
famous by Marco.
Yep. I've got Jota to score
Nice.
because just traded for him. I'm doubling down on that. I've got Calvert-Lewin, who's been a little quiet recently. I think he's going to come back, get a goal this week. And same thing with Jamie Vardy. He's also been quiet, and he's been known to score in spurts. And I think he's scoring.
And Jamie Vardy, huge Sheffield Wednesday fan, apparently. And so he hates Sheffield United. So he loves scoring against them.
Yeah. Obviously, avoid all those if they don't start. I imagine all of them will, but got to be safe.
That's a really good bet, actually, Kieran. The Vardy to score bet, really good.
I'm putting $5 on that parlay. And then I've got the Liverpool Wolves game. I've got draw, halftime, full-time Liverpool. I think Liverpool are going to come out on top, obviously. I think Wolves are going to sit back in this game because they're worried they don't have Jimenez and they're not going to be able to attack as much. So I think it's going to be they're going to ride their luck.
And they've been kind of doing that this year with him.
Yeah, Wolves are just always tied at half. That's a good bet too.
Yeah. I mean, Wolves don't score in the first half this year. So, yeah, I'm taking the draw, halftime, Liverpool full-time, $5 on that. And then I didn't have it written down at first, but I'm going to take the over on the Brighton-Southampton game. And what's the number on that, Liam? Can you check it out there?
Over on the Brighton-Southampton, probably like 1.61. It's my guess. Oh, 1.9. Geez, good for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put $10 on that one. My biggest bet of the weekend.
Jay might hit that one.
Because
He might hit that one by himself.
that's I don't know, they're both attacking teams. Neither of them are great defensively, so I don't know, just makes sense to me. And that's all I've got. So yeah.
Good
All
slate,
right.
Kieran.
Those are some good bets, Kieran.
Yeah, nice debut, Kieran. Hopefully you win some more money than Mike and Cam have the past couple weeks, and most of the guests, and us as well. Literally everyone.
I just want to be mentioned in the same breath as Pat Van Bellingham.
Well,
that's a dream. It's a dream of mine.
Well, you bet a little bit later, so I don't know if that will. Your numbers won't be as big.
I just want to see a nice return. I just want to be
positive guests. Positive guests are hard to come by. I think Pat's the only one.
Green is green. Green is green.
Yep. Green is green is green.
Brother Keegs off the bench. What do you got?
Talking about that
for
same
sub?
breath.
Oh, come on and rescue the pod here.
You were
last
only
weekend
negative 15 last week.
Last weekend was a bit of an underdog weekend, and I know that screwed a lot of people. I think it might be a little similar this week. So bet a couple underdogs, leads. Probably going to go ahead and just win that game.
Might as well while they're there.
Yeah, you can put 250 on that.
2 for 2.
Big baller Keegs is always.
I'm actually upset I can't watch this game because regardless of who you think's going to win, that'll be a really fun game to watch. I think
Chelsea leads one.
I don't know. Chelsea like to sit back.
Yeah, this is going to be a 1-0 leads, just like they just did Everton.
We'll talk Saturday night.
Yeah, and I know my next bet's going to be a little controversial, but I'm actually going Burnley over Everton. Everton have been in pissy form, and I think Burnley at home. I know the away thing's not as much of a deal. But I think there might be a psychological boost for the Burnley players playing at Turf Moor. I think they can grind out a
such warm memories for Burnley at Turf Moor, eh? So much success there.
Isn't Cody in sports psychology? Is he the one who told you that? Psychological boost?
Not quite, but he's actually writing a paper right now on
Burnley's home form.
on how to get T.Y. Hilton out of his funk this season.
Marco will be very interested in reading that.
So shout out to
No, I
Cody
won't.
for that.
It's a quarterback.
That's a
quarterback.
1 sentence answer. Get rid of filler
Yeah.
Evers.
I've watched almost every Colts game. Hilton's open. Rivers can't throw. Like, it's that simple.
Yeah.
Like,
Is this the problem? He's running more than 20 yards downfield on most of his routes.
All right.
I haven't read it yet. It hasn't been published yet, but so $4 on Burnley pays 16.80. And then I think Brighton and Southampton would be a fun game to watch. Not a huge fan of these weekday games. It's just tough to watch those ones sometimes. But that one will be a really good game. So I'm going to throw a draw in that one. 2 teams that I respect. And then 2 teams that I don't respect. I'm going to parlay a draw between those 2 teams. West Brom and Crystal Palace.
Nice. So an
Zaha-
exciting draw and a boring draw parlay?
Yeah, that's what that is. Marco, is Zaha playing?
I actually haven't seen the Palace press conference yet, so I don't know. But I think so, because last week all his tests were negative, and it was just a precaution because of the Premier League protocols. So I'd imagine he should be back.
Well, still
Marco-
going draw there.
Marco's got the Zoom link for every press conference.
I love Marco's press conference.
There's a YouTube page. Man, I'm telling you, the manager's press conferences are so much more reliable than the Premier League injury updates on the site. I'm telling you.
I mean,
yeah.
The
Oh,
crystal
yeah.
ball that the guy from on the street looks into is more reliable than the Premier League injury updates on the fantasy site.
Yeah. Shout out David Brooks.
David Brooks is still a week away
Yeah.
to this very day. All right, Keegs, is that it? What else you got?
Nah, 250 on that draw pays $27, or sorry, on that parlay. And then I got City will probably just go ahead and win. United's gonna win. I don't know how none of you guys mentioned the fact that United is crazy away form winning, and the
I
fact
think
that they're
Leo
at,
mentioned that.
You missed it. I bet on them.
well, the fact that they're at
Yeah.
2.0, I
And Kieran
think
did.
they're probably gonna go behind and go ahead and win. If the bettors want to, if the guests want to go ahead and do that, because I know there's like a stupid stat about them going behind and winning all their last away games.
I did that, Keegan.
Oh, you
That's
did
what
that?
happens when you miss out on the
Just-
pod.
I was just thinking that was
Half of it.
I was gonna say they can make it. It's a cheeky shout, but it's probably one of those things that's just a coincidence and not gonna go ahead and happen this
That's
week.
one of those things where, like, now that it's
Now that
Oh,
somebody
everyone
else
knows
knows
about it. and it's got so much attention, like there's no way it happens again. Everyone's gonna be like,
100%.
"Oh, man, you come from behind."
I agree.
Yeah.
But Man United are bad, but they sometimes win. So it could happen.
And then I got Leicester to beat Sheffield. I think that number is really generous for Leicester.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool is just gonna go ahead and get the job done like they always do. So $5 on that parlay pays $35. And then I had an extra cheeky buck to spend to get to that $15. So we'll do a fun goal scorer parlay. I think there's a lot of good odds on all these players. So
There is. I got a nice stinker.
yeah, I strongly urge the guests to bet each of these individually. But Jota 2.3, just an exciting footballer against his former club. Probably stick one in if he starts. Obviously void if they don't. Heung-min Son at 2.75, I think is a little cruel. Vardy at 1.95. Bamford at 3.1. That's just a rotten line. He's going to score against his former club, the club that didn't trust him as well. So that's going to happen.
That's a
then
good point. Keith.
Hernandez is going to score a pen at 2.75. So you throw all those in for $1 and it returns $105.
Oh,
That's
I
a
love the
stinky old parlay.
well, thank goodness that Dad loosened the purse strings this week and gave you that extra buck, because that's a great way to spend it. It's a nice little parlay.
If he gave me even more, I would have bet them all individually, but I just can't.
Maybe beg him for next week.
Got an extra half-hour shift at work, so he's got a little extra money to spend.
All right. I think we'll go Marco. Sandy was somehow even worse than Marco last week, I think. Marco, what do you got?
Okay, I'm going to start with my money back parlay. I have Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City at $25. It pays out 66. It's just a double, the usual standard. Then Same bet I had last week, but a different team. West Ham to win, both teams to score. $5 pays 6, or $5 times 6 is the number, pays out 30. Just, I think West Ham are going to win, which means Man United's going to score because they're going to get their pen to get back in the game. So West Ham to score. Then I actually have another smaller parlay. I have Palace to win, Spurs to win. This I won't actually bet unless Zaha is back and Kane starts. So that one's a little bit dependent, so I might not hit that one, but I'm pretty sure both of them are going to play, so I'll put that one on there. And then I have another parlay. I have Burnley Everton draw, Sheffield Leicester draw. Both of them are away. Everton's been struggling. Burnley's really good at tying and really bad at winning. Leicester just traveled to Zora or whatever the heck that city is. I don't know. I did actually go look at Leicester's lineup. They had Ndidi back. They had Soyuncu back, Pereira. So they're trying to bring in all these guys back into the lineup. So chemistry might be a bit of an issue. They're not on top form yet. So could see Sheffield pulling out a draw. And then on the Monday game, I have Southampton to win, both teams to score. 5 pays $27.50. Just, I don't know. I think Southampton are a lot better than people think, and Brighton, like Keegan said, play to score. Like, they're pretty fun on the eye. And then another goal scorer parlay, guys. Don't bet this because these never win, but they're pretty fun to cheer for. And any of them individually, I think is a good number. I have Cavani at 2.5, Zaha at 3.2, Dominic Calvert-Lewin at 2.3. He's somehow still getting slept on. Vardy at 1.95, and then Son in the North London derby. He loves a goal there. 2.75. I'm all over that.
He loves a goal in a
The
London
number's
derby.
98.79 multiplied by $5 pays $4.93.
Love it. Also, yeah, shout out to the fans.
It's not gonna
Anyone-
hit. It's not gonna hit, but it's fun to cheer for. And
No,
individually,
but-
those are all good numbers.
If anyone is listening to the podcast still after all this money we've lost, that's the one where you bet all those individually and try and at least make enough money back that you've hit them, and then put I don't know, $1 on the parlay, just because you've got it up there on the screen and you're like, oh, I just bet on all of them individually. Might as well put a buck or two on the parlay.
I mean, I won't hit that, but it's going to be really fun to cheer for. And I wouldn't be surprised if 3, maybe 4 of them score.
Yep, exactly. So bet them individually too. Sandy? Oh, Sandy doesn't. Yeah, I almost forgot. Sandy was just here for the ride because he doesn't have picks this week. We had the
No,
dog
sir.
make his picks. So we're going to be posting those videos on our Instagram page, Banter Bets and BPL. If you want to go see Paddy the Predictor, likely do better than Sandy this week. And Paddy the Predictor is a dog.
I, for one, am thrilled about Paddy the Predictor's picks. Couldn't be happier.
So if you want to
I
get
I
Sandy's,
can't wait to see these.
if you want to get Paddy's picks, then hit up our Instagram page, Banter Bets and BPL. If you have any questions or want to write in to answer one of our many questions, since we know nothing and we always ask questions, banterbetsandbpl@gmail.com. Is anybody out there? Brother Kieran, thanks for coming on. Brother Keeg, super sub. He's busy. He's got some exams, so he was in and out. Sandy, thanks for coming on, despite not even having a horse in the race this week. But yeah, Patty was working hard for you. She doesn't even like that food, and I was forcing her to eat it to make a pick. So that's big for you. Marco, you've been going hot, cold, hot, cold. You were cold last week. Hopefully you're hot this week. Anyone got anything to plug or say before we leave?
One more thing before I'm done. Just because I've given Cam a bunch of stick on the pod, I'll shout out something that he would probably do this week. That Man City Fulham game seems like the perfect game for a Cam special bet, where you pick, Fulham's top scorer to score first, and then Man City to win.
Lookman to score first, Man City to win.
Lookman. I would have said Bobby Reed at first, but he played right back last week, so
He'll get the assist though.
Can't really
And
back that. Yeah.
He'll get the assist, and then Dev will be mad when he doesn't get bonus.
Yep.
Wait, did
when
Bobby
they
Reed play right back
lose
last week? I
5-1.
didn't mention it.
Anyone else?
Nope. We're good to go.
All right, guys, we're winning money this week. Kieran's got some good bets coming on. Sandy,
I hope so.
we got the Paddy making picks, and Marco's had a cold week last week, which means he's coming back strong. So we're back with big money this week. Thanks for listening. Long pod today, but worth every second with you guys. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the listeners. Signing off. Thank you very much for listening. Stay safe. Bet safer.